How's it going, NYCFC Fireside fans? And we got our first win yesterday, my guys. This is definitely going to be a positive episode for NYCFC Fireside with Alex and Juan Carlos. Going to be interesting to discuss the strengths of this team, the developments this team experienced, and the weaknesses kind of were pushed to the wayside in this game. I thought that we looked pretty damn good. We really put a lot of shots on goal. Their goalkeeper, Calendar, was phenomenal. He saved their butts over and over again. I thought that ultimately, yes, we could have finished these chances, but we had a lot of really good ones, and he just made some tremendous saves. And sometimes the goalkeeper is just on fire, and you can't do much. But luckily, we get an own goal there off a Santi, free kick there, and it was really what we needed to get things going. So I'm excited to talk about this contest and the beating Inter Miami, knocking them down. Obviously, they were undefeated. They hadn't let up a goal, and clearly their goalkeeper was on fire the first couple games of the season. They just couldn't get anything working. They had a couple of good opportunities and squandered them, and NYCFC, came up big, some good defensive moments. Barraza looked solid. Obviously, that offsides that really saved his butt. That went, he got megged on. But overall, I was very impressed by this team, and it seems like we took a big step forward against one of the better teams in the entire league. So, Juan Carlos, how was your experience yesterday? At the game, in the press box, learning a little bit about what's going on, talking to the players. How you do today, my friend?
Pretty good. It was a pretty cold home opener. So, third season, kind of knowing familiar faces, saying hi to some old friends, but it's always, with a new outlet, again, better experience or trying to keep that image. But yeah, it was nice, again, seeing some new faces, some new players, also, trying to get the feeling as to, how they feel, how they see the match. I did manage to talk to James Sands, Luis Barraza, and Santi Rodriguez, so expect a few clips later or in the next couple of days. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear it. And let's talk about the offensive performance from this team, because the statistics show a pretty interesting difference here. And the game was heavily in favor of NYCFC, I would say. We had a lot more opportunities, given that Miami had 7 saves. We both had 2 corner kicks. But I'll tell you this. We had 13 shots, 7 shots on goal. Of course, the 7 saves that Calendar had. But Inter Miami only had 6 shots and 3 shots on goal. So you see, we played a very offensive, aggressive game, and we had 5 offsides. When you have 5 offsides, that means you're making offensive runs. You're trying to get in behind that last line, and NYCFC was trying to push the ball forward. What did you see from them in terms of being aggressive and trying to put the ball in their half and just take opportunities?
That's the thing. In the beginning, I saw a lot of involvement from GP, Gabriel Pereira. So, they were starting to, get into that connection between Ilenic, Santi, and then Gabriel Pereira. Or if not, it was Santi towards, GP. So, that started working in the first half. Towards the second half, again, we kind of lost momentum there. But yet again, Santi and also, Eaton Parks, was all over the place. He was taking shots, making passes. He even, I think he crossed it into the box and, GP couldn't control it. That was going to be, the first goal of the match during the first half. But, it was a good performance, again. But, again, we can't score, and that's, I think, the main issue here. But overall, everyone was in the attack. Santi, anyone who was able to, open up spaces. Even Pellegrini, he took on offside shot, but again, progress, and gotta keep working on that.
Yeah, look, we should have scored 3 or 4 goals in this game. I think we can agree with that their goalkeeper came up big on a number of occasions, and
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah,
exactly.
The
Goalkeeper. That's what we keep going back to. This game should have been a blowout. We should have put 3-4 on the board, and we should have corrected that score differential, the points differential, and ultimately, NYCFC put together what looked like their best game of the season by a fair margin. It was not even close. This looked like their best performance. And why, you might ask? Well, we get our best player, Santi, back, and that makes a big difference in the offensive movements. And we still have to have the discussion. Talles Magno playing at the number 9. He's still playing in the striker role. We do not think, and I imagine most people also agree with the fact that he should not be in this number 9 role. In fact, he should be on that left wing. They had Matthias Pellegrini playing in this kind of left mid type of role, the center mid, but he was kind of on the left side, that's where Magno's supposed to be. So if NYCFC wants to get better, they want to take that big step forward, priority number one, going out and finding a legitimate striker and then moving Magno back to the left wing. And then our offense is going to be extremely potent. You know, you have Gabriel Pereira, you have Santi, you have Magno on the left wing, and then whoever would be at that 9 spot. Maybe someone, I would love to get a possession striker up there, someone who can finish, but also maintain possession of the ball and allow us to kind of move off of them, move off of that kind of presence up top. That would make a big difference for this squad. So from what you saw, didn't seem like Magno was very comfortable in this one. Didn't seem like he was very much involved. But, you know, he's definitely getting, it seems like he might be getting a little frustrated up there.
Oh, yeah, and it's understandable. He is getting frustrated. You know, like when the coach or when the team tells you, you know, you got to be that number 9. And, like, you know, it's not your fault, but then you start seeing that either you lose a one-on-one chance or, like, you don't make the right pass or you don't take the right shot. It starts messing up with your confidence. And, like, we know the type of player that Magno is. And it's not that he's a bad player. It's just that he's not really a 9. But, again, I think playing at home also, like, contributes to how the team looked anyway. So, you know, the Bronx is always, like, magical in terms of NYCFC. Like, you know, we come from the road. You know, it looks a bit rocky. We might not be scoring, but, you know, we come back to New York, it's a whole different team. We look stronger, we look more aggressive. But, like, again, going back to Thales Magno, I think we should find a 9. I think if you listen to any of the podcasts that cover NYCFC, I think we all agree that it's not that he's bad. It's just that that's not his position. And, again, the team should go into that number 9 market. And, you know, talks have it that, you know, we should wait until the summer and try to get Firmino. Bobby Firmino, Roberto Firmino there. So, who knows?
No way.
I mean, that's just a rumor. I'm
no
not
way.
saying anything. It's just a rumor.
That would be
around.
crazy.
But, like, you know, he's that 9, you know, Brazilian, the Brazilian connection with the NYCFC right now. Who knows?
That would be a miracle. I would love that.
If that was a chance, would you wait? Would you wait until that, if he was a real chance?
Yeah, I would. I mean, Firmino, I mean, you're talking about one of the best strikers. I mean, like, in context, he's one of the best strikers that in the MLS immediately, if not the best number 9 in the MLS immediately. You know what I mean? I don't know why he would go from Liverpool to NYCFC, but I'll tell you this, you never know. I guess you can never tell what someone's going to do. He's getting a little bit older. Who knows?
No, he has like 3 offers. That's from MLS.
Right.
He has 3 offers, so he's gonna be a free agent, and it's not like we're gonna spend money on, like, you know, transfers. So who knows?
Yeah.
Again, it's only a rumor. You don't have to come at me if you listen to this. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But we need a 9. We need a 9 and fast.
Yes, we do. But I'll ask you this. I do want to hit on another little kind of portion of the offensive attack that the NYCFC put together yesterday. But what do you think the impact of Santi was in this game? You know, what made this offense so much more potent, and what did he do to really help elevate things? Like obviously his presence and the way he's able to create, it makes this team a lot more, you know, intimidating. But what did you see from him that really got you optimistic in thinking this offense really is going to start developing and getting a lot better as the season progresses?
I mean, not really that impressed me. It's just that what I saw from him the previous season, and, you know, having Keaton Parks. When you have people in the midfield that you can rely on, you're able to make the runs that you need to make, or you're able to have a better vision. You know, you're able to rely on, you know, like, if you know that your partner is going to be, like, there in your position, or you know that they're going to cover it for you, you're going to be able to go up front. You're going to be able to, like, go in the attack. Because he did have, like, I think 2 shots on goal. Out of the 7, I think he had, like, a one-on-one chance, like, at goal. So, you know, like I previewed it, like, you know, he knows the team. Of course, it's a new team, but, like, he knows them already. So, it was just a matter of, like, getting proper training, proper vision. So, like, you know, having, like, a week off, or, like, a week to train and a week to see how everybody moves. Like, you know, again, the connection between him and GP, him and Keaton, him and, like, Thales Magno sometimes as well. Like, you know, it's just a time of, like, getting everything running, and, like, you know, you'll see what he's able to do, and I think he performed. He was able to find passes, and, again, he was able to even shoot at goals. So,
you know,
but the thing is, you know, it's a long season, so we don't really, like, are we gonna rely on him like for like I think what 180 matches or something like that? Like
Yeah, right.
we're gonna have to rest him at some point. So it's also difficult in that sense. Like how much do we rely on him to actually create?
Right, right. I have to say this though. Aside from the offensive players, I really like this Kufre and Ilinic back. I really, really
Remember I
like.
told you Cooper?
Yeah, you
Remember I
did. You
told you
did.
Cooper was gonna be one?
You
Yeah.
were on that first, and Ilinic too. I mean, he's
Yeah.
got pace. He's pretty fast, and he's young. I really
He's
like the
fast.
thing I like about both of them is that they kind of are like wing backs. Like they're both capable of
Oh yeah, they're
pushing
both wing
forward,
backs.
and that may leave us vulnerable on the back end on some occasions. But with them, it puts so much pressure on opposing teams. They're forced to play a deeper back line, so they can't counter as fast. So I do really like having those
Yeah.
offensive wingbacks. They both are able to push up. Kufre has had a couple shots a game, and that's really encouraging so far.
Yeah, again, I was like, I only saw both of them through highlights on YouTube when they got announced, and I was like, both of them having like the ability to go up front was going to be a major key asset. So, yeah, again, you saw Ilinic, like, he likes to go up front. Like, as soon as he gets the ball, he tries to get past that midfield. So, I think in that aspect, not much Kufre. Kufre, like, kind of appears out of nowhere. He has that element of surprise. If you see that shot that he took against the Miami goalkeeper that like he saved, he was actually like there last minute and he took the shot. But Ilinic is more of to like what, let me get the ball and I'm gonna try to like run that wing and run back. So like those are gonna be two key assets to actually be on the lookout in terms of offense. But again in defense, like yeah, it does leave us like vulnerable. But like I think that's the area where we have like Sands. So like having him cover that like hole sometimes, it's kind of pretty good. But we'll have to be careful, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, having those CDMs like Sands and Keaton Parks back there, you have to ask them to cover the wing, as you mentioned, when those guys push up, and you can do that. Ilinic, I really like. I
Yeah, you
think
can
I
do that.
think that his youth and the fact that he's coming from Europe makes him a very nice piece to this team. I would love to see him consistently get more
Yeah.
playing time here. Do you think he's now considered the every game starter?
Well, he's been in the 3 games, right? Oh no, no, no.
It's the last two, I think.
He got the last two. Yeah, the last two. But honestly, yeah, Tavon Gray did come in his place later in the game last night. But to be honest, I would put him as a starter as of right now. Um,
I think that's reasonable.
I think him and Crawford should be like the starters from now on. They've won their place. I might be a bit ahead of myself, but that's how I see them.
Yeah, I mean, Kufres should be starting routinely. Like, Kevin O'Toole
Kufres.
usually comes in at the end of the game to give him a breather, just because Kufre is such an offensive-minded back that he pushes up, and of course, like, you're going to run out of gas eventually. So you need to have guys like Kevin O'Toole, guys like Gray, to really help supplement that defensively. Like, you're talking like 75th, 80th minute, and you need to bring someone in that's not gassed, because if you're asking Kufre and you're asking Ilinic to push up the field, they're going to be running a lot, and eventually they're going to run out of gas and they're going to get taken advantage of because of that, and they're going to be out of position just with a lack of stamina. So I do like the idea of utilizing them heavily off in the offensive way for the first like 60, 70 minutes of the game, and then pulling them out and putting in two guys if you need to. You don't need to do this, but if you're noticing one of them's kind of gassed or running out of energy, you have guys who can go in there and help play more of a defensive role, especially if you have an advantage in the goal category.
That's the thing too. Is yeah, it's the first few games, but like as time goes by, like opponents are gonna be like they're the key points or they're like the weak points because they don't really track back, or they see something that we don't, and they're gonna start to pinpoint those two areas. So we gotta be careful in that aspect as well. Like yeah, they're dangerous, but like they also have some weak points. So we gotta be careful as well.
We definitely do. But this was a big win for us. I think that we took down one of the better teams in the entire league, and ultimately we needed to get our first win. We're still ranked 10th in the MLS, but it's a long, long, long season, and we have DC United coming up next. And they've lost, and they've won their last 3 games. So you're looking at a team that's beatable. They lost. They just drew against Orlando. They lost to the Columbus Crew. Gave up 2 goals to Lucas Zellerian. So, DC United, much easier team to handle comparably to Inter Miami. What are you thinking about the upcoming game, and what do we need to do to kind of, get over the hump and get our second consecutive win here?
I mean, for me, it's just like continue to work. I think what we showed last night was almost close to perfect. Again, I think my main concern is just that front line. I mean, you either like, who else? Because like, that's the thing. I'm like lost for words because there's not really much to say as to what to put in for next match. Because the main problem now is who scores the goals, you know what I'm saying? Like, who are we going to put like to score the goals now? Like, Santi? No. But like, as far as the next game, I think we should take it as it goes. Often, like defensively in the midfield, the work covered. But like, if we don't start scoring, like there's not really much to say. Like, get a striker or like try to play a false 9 if you need to. But like, don't put Thales Magno in that 9 like position like set for the whole match. If you want to put like a false 9, do it. But like, don't play him at a position anymore. Like, you're only frustrating him, and like, we don't need like him to be like on a low morale per se. You need the player to be like confident. You need the player to be happy. Of course, it's a team sport, but if one of your pieces is not really like feeling himself, like it's not gonna help anyone. Because like confidence is key.
Absolutely. And we got to be confident coming up against Wayne Rooney and the new club over there. So it's not easy. And they just got Klitsch from Leeds, so they have a really, really solid European from Poland midfielder. That's going to be a guy we have to keep an eye on at home at Yankee Stadium. So we're definitely excited for this upcoming game. Maybe we can knock off Wayne Rooney. Maybe we'll get to meet him and say what's up to one of the legends of English football. So definitely excited about that.
Hopefully, yeah, I grew up watching that guy, so having the chance to actually like speak to him even in the press conference, gotta be professional. But like the fact that I'm actually gonna be able to like be face to face after like years of watching him, like man, that's gonna be special. But yeah, looking forward to
look, it's Wayne Rooney. He's one of the most famous soccer players in the history of the game, and he's been in some big games, and he's done some pretty incredible things. So it's fun to see. We're certainly excited for next week. Really want to appreciate this win, though. Really want to get down to it and keep working and building. And it seems like things are coming together really quickly, which is exactly what we were hoping for. Getting Santi back and hopefully getting a 9 in the near future would certainly help us. But guys, I'd love to hear your perspectives and thoughts below in the YouTube comment section. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe for NYCFC content all the time. And of course, thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your week, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.